G'day, welcome back to Stiffy's workshop. Today I'm going to be resuming my project to fix up this section of fairing for my Postie bike. You can see I've already got one layer on, kind of like as a backing section. And I've got some araldite glue sort of connecting it on at the moment. And today what I'm going to be doing is sort of filling up this section here, just so that it's a bit heavier, a bit thicker, and then having a section on the outside as well, which I can then sand back and paint. So welcome to the journey and let's get into it. To get started, what I've done is just roughed in this pattern so that then I'm going to cut out this section here, and then I'm going to start building up the layers with these sections. So hopefully it might be able to do it in one layer with a bit of glue behind it, and then one over the top, but we'll see how we go. Let's get into it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start with the sort of more technical sections, sort of making the cuts as simple as possible, and then I'll finish with the big, long, straight stuff because it's going to be easy to cut. Just kind of cutting it out as easy as I can. I might even just cut the square out first. Rock and roll. It's looking like pretty close, roughly the same height as the original stuff. So I'll get that glued on, fill it up the edges a little bit. One step that I did omit in my last video was I didn't rough up the surface at all. So this time I'm going to use some sandpaper just to rough it up, and that way the glue is going to stick better. I'm going to do both sides. The reason this works is it increases the surface area of the plastic and also takes the sheen off, so it just makes it easy for the glue to get a hold on it. And that way it's going to stick on better. Righto, there's my two fixing pieces. Now with my nice new mixer, I'll mix up some araldite. Way better than a nice ice cream tub. We'll go pretty hard on it this time. Heaps of glue. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. That all sealed back up. Righto, let's mix. Mix, 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 mix. Aerolite's a two-part glue, so it has a hardener and a glue section. That's why it's quite good, because it means it doesn't need oxygen to set like a lot of other glues, which means if you have a very thick layer of it, it's still going to set. Or if you have it in an area that air can't access, it's still going to set, which is what you want a lot of the time. Not everything's like a surface layer, oxygen environment. In fact, many things aren't. So you can see I'm putting a fairly liberal amount of glue on there. Really want this to stick nicely. And this is almost like a filler sort of process as well, so I'm not just using it as an adhesive, I'm also using it as a filler, and the thickness of the material will permit that. So it'll kind of hold the shape quite nicely. And then I'm also going to be filling up right to the edges of the plastic, and I'll be going over with the excess to some of those cracks that run up. Alright, slide this little piece in. Get that into a pretty good sort of spot. I will get my clamps on this again afterwards as well. A little bit more on. Really loading up this glue quite heavily. It's quite a viscous type of glue. Always a good idea when you're using powerful adhesives to use, gloves and that sort of thing, so you don't have to get it on your hands, because that's usually a bad idea. Some glues can be quite dangerous. You don't want to be putting stuff on your skin unnecessarily. Keep your hands nice, I reckon. Also, don't use your best woolen jumper or anything like that, because it's going to get stuck with glue, and you have glue all over it. Not going to be nice to wear unless you're super careful like I am. Super skillful with the glue. I'm just trying to avoid any voids, so you don't want to have air trapped underneath the glue, because then, the words of Mr. Raoul Lucia, air is not very strong. Big composites man here in the Australia land. He has a yellow pencil, among other things. But I have a black Sharpie, so you can pick who's superior in the world of gluing postie bikes back together. I think it's probably pretty even. Obviously, our composite repair work's going to be very comparable. Me with the plastic and Aerolite. There we go, look at that. Just got to squish it all into a good spot. I think Katy Perry wrote a song about this once. if you can do it with avoiding sort of harsh edges, it's just going to save you a lot of sanding time later. Can be quite hard to do though, especially with just random scrap plastic like what I'm using. So you would have a bit of sanding time, I reckon. And I might have to do it on the glue step. I'm probably going to skip the next glue step in terms of the video aspect of it. Like I'm going to have to fill in a few areas once this dries off a little bit. And I'll skip straight to the finishing steps, which are way more interesting. So gonna let this dry now. And then once it's dry, trim off the excess, make a bit of a shape into it, bang a hole into it, smooth it out, and then I'll go through some painting and we'll bang through all that in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.